Hey, good morning, family. This is Willie Green, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today, we're going to look at budget, my automobiles, and average daily balance. So let's get started. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. I hope the screen is large enough. Let me zoom in. Okay, so this is where I've started to look at the when I first started the program in general. I was trying to get a all-in-one mortgage or get a HE loan, refinancing my three properties in general. So that was a challenge in terms of my personal credit and my business credit. So with that in mind, I didn't was able to get funding from the credit union, but some private companies offered funding. But I think it would have been the same thing in terms of the debt to income ratio. So then I started looking at velocity banking and how velocity banking could help me to improve my credit and reduce my overhead. So velocity banking, again, is just using other people's money, particularly some sort of revolving credit that they provide you to pay down debt. And on that debt, the most important thing is the average daily balance and the ability for you to put in your income or different types of income into the revolving credit to bring down the average daily balance. So in this case, as I noted before, um, I receive a biweekly paycheck, and I'm starting to use velocity banking. This is the average daily balance sheet that I've created based off of, I think it was the Quad Brothers and what they have out. In this sheet, I'm taking my income, which was 3360 something, I think. So for the first part of the month of January, I wasn't really doing velocity banking. So I just paid my housing expense, which you see here, and that was 1,400. That wasn't a part of this. I got denied the HELOC by the bank, and I think on the 8th, and then the second denial came through on the 10th, but they were close in proximity. So my first biweekly paycheck in doing this was deposited on the 12th, and I have two deposits. One going 1,200 going to one bank, 400 going to another, and I think I need to consolidate it because there's a gap in the time in which the funds are available for me to use Velocity. All right, so on the 22nd, I went to one of my credit cards. I withdrew $1,860 from it as a credit card cash advance that comes with a 18%. And I don't think I got fees on that particular card, but I did do another card at another bank, and I made two drafts of $3. You get a ATM fee, and also there was a 3% fee. So if I withdrew $300, I think I was charged like $9 additionally for each one of the charges. So definitely be aware of that when you go to do the cash advance. We see on the 25th of this month, I had a daily expense of $300, and that added to the 1860, which brought my daily credit card balance to 2160. And for my expenses, I'm separating into three categories. There's my housing expenses, that will be one. There's my daily expense, groceries, gas, things that I do maybe daily. And then there's expenses that I have on a credit report. I'm gonna try to break those three down. On the 25th, I received my second biweekly deposit of $1,280 in one bank. Then a day later, I received a second deposit of $400. So there's a delay between the two, so I need to consolidate it into one so that I have that 1,680 available to me immediately. Once I placed it on the card from those two banks, that brought my credit card balance down to $880 as the balance. Then from there, I added, well, 400 from, like I said before, then that brought it down further to $414.92. And in this column, you can see these are the average daily balance. I got that average daily balance by multiplying 1,860 times the interest rate of 0.18, and I think that gave me 334. And then I divided that by 365, which I'm paying about 92 cents per day in interest. On my other credit cards, I'm paying about 5 to 6 cents per day on the credit cards of 24, 25, 26%. So as I put money onto the card from the advance, is breaking down what I'm being charged daily, but it also increases. So when I add some expenses like here, and here. So whenever you add expenses, it pushes up the average daily balances. When you add some income to the card, it brings it down. So today is 1/28/24. I have a current balance of $419.92. And at the end of the day, I will be charged 20 cents for borrowing a cash advance at 18%. Now the month is not over, so I'm still adding some expenses back onto the card, which will push up the average daily balance. But the great thing is, when I put my check on, I made the first payment and I still have access to revolving credit that's paying down the debt. And as I put it in, is bringing the average daily balance. So in the D column, you can see I started off 860. I put some charges on it. It went up. I put my check deposit from one bank. It went down. Put my check deposit from the second bank. It also went down. But I made some charges. And I also have a couple of pending charges that will probably add another $20 to this balance. And we still have 4 more days for this particular month. And I probably maybe need to run it cycle to cycle, but I'm running month to month. But I'll try to look at it and see. So far, I took that first draw of 1860, paying back 18%. And so far is $481 in interest because I'm no longer parking my money in a savings account. So or a checking account, once it hit my checking account, I went to the bank immediately and I need to transfer it. But I went to the bank, 2 banks immediately, took it out, went over to a credit union ATM, dumped it in, and immediately it gave me credit for it. Now, just wanted to take a few minutes to just look over my personal budget with you. Okay, so again, my income $1686.70 for every 2 weeks. And earlier, I increased the amount of money from my taxes that I'm taking home, and then I'm gonna pay Uncle Sam at the end before interest hit, but I'm gonna use more money that's available to me. That one change allowed me to bring home an extra 138.46. I think that's for the month, not so much as a week. I need to go back and look again. But I got an extra 138.46, and I'm applying that to one of my credit cards at 32 some percent. So that's going to help me. That's going to help reduce the daily interest. And I'll get back with you on how much I actually save. So my rent, 12, my rent that I provide to my wife, 1276.50. The electricity bill I used on the card, that was 24.97. Trash is included on the bill, sewer is included on the bill, water is included on the bill, a monthly service fee of $5 is included on the bill, and I think that's if you want them to pick up the trash, they'll come out to do that for you. So that's a total of 166. My daily living, groceries, I was able to put on that card of 18%. Dining, if I eat out so far, 26.58. Dry cleaning, nothing there, total 45. Transportation, and we'll talk about that, about my cars. I'm doing about 200 in fuel, I think. Once I look at my credit card, I'll see more closely. The automobile that I'm making payments on, $157.47. I have heard the average car loan across the nation, new was, I think, $750, used about $500. I was able to go out and get my vehicle at $157.46, and this was last year. I had a target of specifically how much I was willing to pay. I stayed within it and put my down payment down. Entertainment, really didn't do any entertainment so far. Health, we have here in general a little small gym here, so nothing really there. No train, plaid, vacations, nothing here, but do have a trip coming later. Don't have any pets. Some miscellaneous expenses I had to pay. An apartment application, I went to Dollar Tree, Salvation Army, Goodwill, Anytime Mailbox, 149, HELOC credit report. Total was 219.72. For my credit cards, I average out $50, but I think it's a little bit less. Bank of America, Signature Card, Discover Card, this is not the monthly payment, this is the total balance. And I paid that off with the HELOC. I paid that off with the revolving credit. So that's hopefully going to boost my credit report. So I took the cash advance from the card and I put it on to paying off Capital One, Petal, and Walmart, which should boost my credit. So all in all, I'll really only have these two consumer cards later. Let me just change that to 50, 50, 50. So these are my monthly payments. So my monthly payments in consumer debt on my credit report is $250 in general. Yes, so I can pay that off with the next chunk, I think, of the cash advance. Business, there's nothing on my necessarily on the business reporting. Personal, I think I spent $30 a month on clothing. Books, I've definitely cut back. Salon, barber, I cut my own hair since COVID. When I first got to California, I was in Woodland, California, and the haircut was $5.99. When I was down in Sacramento, I was going to get a haircut, and I think that was $35 to $40. But I stayed in Woodland. My haircuts were $5.99, and now I cut my own hair. So I save $30 to $40 every 2 weeks. Financial obligations, nothing here long term. I paid $159 for Zoom communication, $125 for T-Mobile cell. That should be $65. Microsoft 365, business bank fee for my checking account. I need to get that to be free. So all in all, so far my total outgoing appeared to be $2,595.34. And according to this, for 2 weeks, $769.36 is my potential cash flow, but I hadn't put in the rest of my expenses. Earlier, I noted that 286 was what I had fundamentally left over. Now, I'm starting to really stop the thinking about long-term interest rates, fixed interest rates, and trying to move toward the thinking of average daily balance and what is my interest costing me. So this is an average daily balance table that I pull based off of the 1860 that I took off the card, and it calculated me at 92 cents per day. And again, my other cards are doing about 5 or 6. So this seemed to be well worth it in the amount that it's saving me. I plan to go a full year, but if I pay it off in 2, that's a good goal, and then that'll be the saving that I show you. But in general, I'm gonna look at paying this off in a year, about 92 cents per day. It's going to be 365 days. So let's go down to 365. So at the end of this cash advance at 18%, this is a table. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I think maybe just where we can see it. Okay. So the total interest on a daily basis, I'm going to do a total here. So I should be ended up paying $172.90 for doing a cash advance on my credit card at approximately 92 cents per day. This is the principal, what I initially started with. That should be 1860. Let's see. Okay, 1860.05 in general. Now, the last thing I just wanted to cover is just my transportation. So when I first moved to California, I had a Dodge Durango. It was paid for out of North Carolina. I saved up the money and paid $15,000 for it. In Georgia, when I moved back, I was paying $600 every 6 months just for liability. I was getting about 14 to 15 miles per gallon. And I was working in Atlanta doing about $15,000 a year in fuel. When I moved to California, I was able to get this Nissan Altima for $10,000 cash. I saved up, got rid of the Dodge Durango. The Nissan Altima was doing about 30 to 33 miles to the gallon. I commute 132 miles per day, about an hour and 10 minutes. I saved up some more money, was looking around to be able to reduce some of my costs. And I found this Kia Forte LE for $10,999. And I think we ended up settling on $9,999. I put $2,000 down. So I started from maybe $775. I mean, $705. Currently, again, my payment is $156.46. So I'm gonna go back and review this average of a used car costing about 400 to 500 a month, and new cars approximately 750 a month. I'm gonna go back to look at that data. The insurance is costing me about $45 per month for the Nissan Altima and the Kia Forte. I'm thinking about getting rid of the Nissan so that I can save that 45 a month. Surprisingly, really surprisingly, with my Nissan Altima, the check engine light came on. I didn't want to take any chances because I got to drive up a mountain to get to work. I started driving my Kia Forte, and it started kicking out 40 to 44 miles per gallon. I was like, this is insane. So I've gone from filling up maybe twice a week um, on the Nissan Altima to doing once with the Kia Forte. This thing is a beast. I did not think I would get 44 miles to the gallon. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Willie Green, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. I love to work with you as one of my clients to try to reduce your overhead, increase your credit scoring and reporting, become an authorized user on some of my credit, help you with a micro loan to pay down some of your debt. I am a experimental political economist, so I run experiments, particularly financial experiments, to see how well or how I perform. And then I advise my clients and just put the information out there. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an attorney nor a CPA. I'm just sharing my real world experiences of the things that I do, from my budget to borrowing cash advance to going to banks to going to get a HELOC, showing you my vehicles. These are real world experiences that I'm sharing with you. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate your time, and any comments, any questions you have, please drop me a line. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.